Hey everyone, Mr. Happy here, and in this video, I'm going to be providing you a recap on the 25th anniversary live stream for Final Fantasy VII, as well as my thoughts on the various things that were announced. Now, if you've missed it, well, watch this video and I'll give you a recap, but if you want to see no commentary, just the original video, check the description for the source link. Alright, so this went mostly how I expected it to go. They focused a little bit on just thanking the fans for enjoying the franchise and supporting Remake, etc. And then they went through a checklist of announcements. First and foremost, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade is hitting Steam actually tomorrow, June 17th, 2022. People have been waiting for this because a lot of people are still hesitant to download EGS and play the games there, but I am hoping that there are some fixes for the Steam version because there were some issues with the EGS version that I would just like to not see carry over. But if you have been waiting to play it on PC and have been adamant about not playing it on EGS, it will be available to you tomorrow with the Yuffie DLC included as per Intergrade. Then we got the one announcement that I knew was going to happen, but I knew I also wouldn't be excited about it. So Final Fantasy VII First Soldier, there was just a quick trailer for Season 3. I guess they're going through seasons every like 2 months because I think that's only been out since January. And then they just showed off a bunch of gameplay, whatnot. I was kind of thinking maybe they do a PC announcement for that, but as much as I like Final Fantasy, I don't like battle royales. So for me, this was never a target title. If you do play it and you enjoy it, cool, continue to do so. And they're even doing, I think, signups or registration or qualifiers for the World Tournament, I suppose, or just the seasonal tournament, the yearly tournament that they're doing. But yeah, that's not news for me, but if it's news for you, then cool. The other mobile title, on the other hand, was news for me, and that of Ever Crisis. Now, for those of you who don't remember, Ever Crisis is essentially Remake if it was turn-based. It's a mobile game that's going to have gacha, as far as we know, where you can earn different characters and different things for your characters in order to take them through the various Final Fantasy VII stories. We now see in this trailer there are going to be outfits. Not too surprised, outfits have been a pretty big point of sale for their other mobile games, even Dissidia Opera Omnia, and I think a couple of their other ones do outfits as well. And they do incredibly well. They're normally included in like gem bundle packs that you then use on the gacha anyway. And other than that, it looks really good. They show us scenes from Crisis Core, they show us scenes from the original Final Fantasy VII, and we know that it's going to be expanded a lot. We know that eventually there will be stories on Advent Children, Before Crisis, the Dirge of Cerberus, and they're all going to be turn-based, they're all going to play the same way, and they're just going to allow you to, well, play those games or those stories in this more modern remade way. They're going to be doing closed beta testing for that this year, which is weird because I think the original rumor was a release in September 2022. I'm wondering if that's now when the closed beta testing would begin for that instead. That's something I'm almost certainly going to be producing content on. I haven't played a mobile game since I stopped playing a few sponsored streams, and I think Genshin, really the last gacha mobile games at all that I played. So I'm looking forward to that one in particular. Then we got to the big announcements. Those are kind of all things we may have semi-expected, or they're mildly exciting if you're someone who is looking forward to those things. But the final two announcements are the ones that people had their maximum copium going for the entire time. I don't know how this is going to green screen, but either way, you know I'm huffing it. First of all, last 24 hours, the rumor mill has been going that a Crisis Core remaster / remake was going to be made a part of this broadcast. And what do you know? It seems that the internet just knows everything. Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion will be coming this winter to various platforms. On top of that, I'd like to make mention of something that I've seen going around social. This winter does not mean winter 2022. It could mean that. It could mean sometime between like December 21st and December 31st of this year. It's possible. But it's also possible that it's basically anytime between like January and like early March as well. So don't expect it this year, but if we do get it this year, that would be cool. I wasn't a super big fan of Crisis Core. The slot system for the gameplay was always kind of weird, and there's like little tidbits, but overall, I'd say I enjoyed Crisis Core when I played through it, and I will enjoy playing through it again, probably included as part of the marathon that I'm going to be doing for the entire Final Fantasy franchise leading up to Final Fantasy 16. And finally, something that I figured was going to happen. My exact prediction didn't come true, but I was pretty close. Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 has been confirmed for next winter. That means winter of 2023 into early 2024. It has officially been titled Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and even more so than that, it is confirmed that the Final Fantasy VII Remake will indeed be a trilogy. A lot of people predicted this because the original game was available on 3 discs, but after where we ended the first game, a lot of people had shied away from that guess, thinking there's no way they could get through this in just 2 more games. But Final Fantasy VII Rebirth seems to be doubling down on the theory that while Final Fantasy VII Remake is indeed a remake of some way, that it is also a sequel. There's a lot of little tidbits in that trailer that indicate similar things to what we may have encountered in Final Fantasy VII Remake, suggesting that this might not just be a retelling of the base game. It's a major point of contention amongst Final Fantasy fans, and pulling off Rebirth is going to be very, very important for the confidence of people going into the 3rd game. We do get a few brief glimpses of Cloud walking with Sephiroth, most likely during the Calm flashback. Can't imagine it happening anywhere else. And also, again, some more teasers regarding Zack and Aerith and whatnot. So don't want to get too deep into it for those of you who haven't played, but just know that longtime Final Fantasy VII fans probably won't shut up about it, and it's going to be very hard for you to not find out about it. You should probably go just play the PlayStation 1 version at some point, just so you can keep up with where everyone's going in their headspace with all these predictions. But I am excited. It's actually about when I expected it would release. I predicted early 2024, and I am still thinking that, like January or February 2024. And winter 2023/2024, right in line with that. Means between 16 and 7 Remake, that 12-month span, probably even less than that, because I'm predicting 16 won't be until mid to late summer. So even if this is late winter, that's like a 6-month time span between 16 and 7 Remake. That's exciting as a Final Fantasy fan. And more so, it makes some of the other rumored things that are going to be happening with the franchise a little bit more believable, I suppose. There's one thing in particular I'm sure some of you are thinking about that has been rumored for quite some time. And the closer they are to done with the 2nd game, the closer they are to moving on to the 3rd game, the closer they are to certain studios finishing up projects, certain things become more possible. Remember, it's a whole bunch of different teams working on these things. It's not one team in charge of everything. But with that, that was everything that was announced at the Final Fantasy VII Remake event. And a little bonus on top of that, there was a Dragon's Dogma event at the same time, and there was about a 15-second dedication to reveal that, yes, as much as we all probably expected it, Dragon's Dogma 2 is being announced. I know that has nothing to do with 7 Remake, but I know some of you are going to be excited about that, myself included. Looking forward to it. It's a no. Anyway, with that, thank you for watching this recap and my thoughts on the event and the various announcements that we got. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share. And of course, stay tuned for more stuff regarding all of these Final Fantasy VII titles. Anyway, I'll see you all in the next one. And until then, take care.